Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nice to meet you again. For today, I'm Episti Pujawati, and we are going to talk about the productive skills. Now, let us start from the first one. Okay, actually, the reference is from ADOLPHS, SVENJA 2002, Genre and Spoken Discourse, Probabilities and Predictions, and also from KNAPP 1997, Virtual Grammar Writing as Affect or Effect. Teaching productive skills to second language learners. Well, in this section, we are going to talk about what does it mean by productive skills, why are they important in English language teaching, how to structure a productive skills lesson plan, and what elements should be considered in teaching productive skills. Now, let's start from what are productive skills. Productive skills refers to the skills that enable teachers to produce language in written or spoken forms, example, speaking and writing. The importance of productive skills in language teaching, because they are observable evidence of language acquisition. The more the speaker or the writer produces appropriate and coherent language, the more we have proof of the progress in the learner's language system. The second reason is because written and spoken communication are basic life skills. In real life, people generally may need to inform, convince, or share ideas. They are also sometimes required to take notes, fill in forms, and write emails, letters, reports, or stories. So before the teacher construct the productive skills lesson plan, they have to consider the following points. The first one is the lesson aims at helping the learners communicate, and then it is unhelpful to provide a topic and ask the learners to speak or write. Some preparation is needed before setting the task, and generally we can't talk or write about something we know nothing about. The choice of the topic is important. The learner should be familiar with it, so the teacher has to choose the good topic and interesting topic. Before asking the learners to produce language, the teacher has to equip them with the techniques and strategies to facilitate their efforts to speak or write effectively. And don't forget, communication breakdowns may happen, and when difficulty arises, learners have to be able to use specific communication strategies. And now we come to the procedure in productive skills. On productive skills, we have to follow some procedure. The first one is providing a model text. In providing a model text, the comprehension and model analysis, example studying the general distinctive features, and after this we are going to explain about the kinds of the genre. And also the next step is practice, working on the language needed to perform the task. And then task setting. Task setting means understanding the topic or situation, what is the desired outcome. And then planning. Planning is structuring the output, and then production. Production is preparing for the spoken task, going through the process of drafting, revising, and editing in writing. And the last one is feedback. Feedback like self or peer-regulated feedback using a checklist or teacher-regulated. Now we come to the procedure to teach productive skills. We have to remember that in this process, we have to provide a model of the target genre we want our student to produce. And then work on the model means that we have to focus in the meaning and form. And also the teacher should guide the learners to analyze the text so that they can discover by themselves its linguistic and formal features. After isolating the different linguistic and formal features of the model text, the learners have to work on accuracy activities. The objective at this stage is to practice the form and use of the language that will help them produce accurate messages in terms of pronunciation, spelling, verb tense, sentence structure, and text layout, etc. After the teacher feels that the learners can use the target language satisfactorily, they are introduced to a similar task where they have to personalize the language and produce effective messages. And some planning or preparation is needed before production. In the case of the writing skill, the learners have to go through a specific process that involves them to collect ideas, plan, write the first draft, revise it, and edit it. In the case of the speaking skill, the learners have to structure their discourse individually in pairs or in groups before actual production. And feedback. Feedback can be given by the learners themselves or by the teacher. To give much more value to the learners' productions, it is advisable to post a video recording of their conversations or their writing on social media such as YouTube, Facebook, or on the class blog if there is any. And now we come the genre. Since like I have talked before that genre, the genre theory has gained so much attention recently in the teaching of productive skills. It is grounded on the view that text can be classifiable and have understandable and predictable forms, structures, and purposes based on KNAPP 1997. Different texts have different features and different purposes. An application letter, for example, has certain distinctive features both at the level of language used and at the level of its form. So let us see the kinds of genre. For example, the fiction, purposes narrating. Application letter, the purpose is to apply for a job. And then lecture, the purpose is explaining and giving the information. And essay, the purpose is arguing or explaining. And the genre of casual conversation has the purpose to telling a joke or an anecdote or recounting. And job interview, for example, have a purpose hiring the most suitable candidate for the job or getting an advertised job. And genre of debate have the purpose to arguing or convincing. Okay, now we come to giving feedback. After the task is done, a stage where feedback is delivered is designed. This feedback can be self, peer, or group regulated. The teacher might intervene at some point to help and guide the students in the accomplishment of the task. Now, this is the example of the stage and the procedure in teaching the productive skills. The first one is opening. In this opening, we can do the first one lead in to set the scan of the main task, preparation, reading or listening to a model text, and then the stage of the task, introducing the topic, understanding the topic, who is writing or saying, what to whom and why, and then activities that provide guidance and help learners perform the task, for example, vocabulary need, cohesion activities, formal activities, and practice. In this practice stage, the procedure is doing the task individually, in pairs, or in groups. In the case of written tasks, learners have to plan, write the first draft, revise, edit, and write the final draft. In the case of spoken tasks, the learners have to plan for the task first in the written form, in groups, or in pairs. They might want first to think individually, share in pairs, in groups, or with the whole class, and then performing the task. It can be individually, in pairs, or with the whole class. And feedback, the teacher might also note the areas where more remedial work is needed, and the teacher might assign a similar task. This is a kind of stage and procedure you can see in this table. Okay, That's all the explanation related to the productive skills, how to teach the productive skills, writing and speaking. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.